at one point we did the first deal, and thereafter, people started reaching out to me.
Yeah,
It became the proof of concept. Like, my friends were like reaching out to me, like, so Yosef, what is this apartment thing that you're doing now? How do I join? Right? What is this apartment thing that you're doing now? How do I join? Right? So once I did that first deal, it became easier to raise because it was the proof of concept. And then I had something that I could back up my education, my background, and it became a credibility sort of, right? But I wasn't still fully like raising money then until I had a second deal. Now with that and the credibility that I was able to get from the first deal, and with the second deal, I introduced to the friends, and I really didn't push that because I didn't have that pressure of raising capital. We had another person who raised capital on the team, so I didn't have to. Yeah. So maybe that kind of worked better because I was not being pushed.
I like that. Many times when you are wanting and you come more salesy, and you want it so badly, the other people kind of far away. We have seen that, right?
Right, because they sense it, right?
So much pushing me to make a decision right now. Yeah, I see.
Right. So I took the position that, okay, my friend, this is a great deal. Normally, it is being taken. The seats are all taken up privately within the private group or investors. But as a friend, I'm trying to get you some of the opportunity that you could jump in and invest with me together.
Sure.
If you want, I will save a spot. So let me know.
Yep.
And then my first deal, a couple of people actually invested with me together. So it was very interesting. It was fun to kind of raise a little bit, not a huge amount of money, but a little bit of money. But also, I want to call it a win because I was able to have two investors whom I never met in person, but I met through social media, and they invested with me.
Yes.
In the syndication. And it was to me, it was like crazy. Like, how do they trust and how do they invest? I mean, even if I this is my deal, I believe in that. Like, taking the third person perspective, like, how could they invest with me, right? I still maintain good relationship with the investors. He joined the mastermind. He's learning, but yeah, it was a great experience.
Awesome. So let me also ask you then, as you have scaled up quite a few, one after the other. So same GPs are working with you, or you are going different deals with different partners?
So I have two deals with the first group of partnership. Like, we had core members. Yeah. And then we had a secondary, like, additional capital raisers. Sure. But we had I have two deals with core members.
Okay.
And then I joined another group with Marco Barbaro. And with him, mainly I work with Sharpline team, Chris Jackson's.
I see.
So it's two different groups, but I mean, we all know each other.
Yeah.
And then as a big network within the mastermind, what's good thing of being in a mastermind is that whenever there's a deal, people just get connected, and you can form another team. Like, because everyone, by the totality of the circumstances, everyone is in a team together.
Sure. So let me ask you a question. That's a very valid point. I'm sure the audience wants to know, if there are too many cooks in the kitchen, I call it, right? How do you then cut the pieces, right? Because so many people are there, and they are giving cash flows also to the investors, 70-30 or 80-20 or, like that. And then with certain IRR, and then you're able to do waterfalls and things like that. So how does it work out in your case? Yeah.
In our case, I mean, obviously we will limit the number of partners, right? If we have too many, whoever wants to jump in, we will tell them politely, we already have many partners in the deal. How about we do the next one together?
Sure.
Right. So you need to sort of manage that number of partners coming in.
Yep.
So that was the first thing. And then secondly, we try not to, I mean, myself and including all my partners are great because everyone is not greedy. Like we always put others' interest first, looks like, and at least from within my team. So it worked out very well so far.
Very nice.
And no one's trying to get more or less. If somebody is putting more hours and effort, we try to give them more.
I see. Yeah. Wonderful. How about let's get to your other side. You're really strong in branding and, posts and, on the social media. Can you give some pointers to the audience? Like, how do you, do you have VAs? What do you do on a weekly basis and all those good stuff?
Sure. First, I tried to hire a VA. It didn't work out.
Oh.
Now I have somebody as an intern who's just started helping me out. But so far, I didn't let go of social media posting as of yet, because to me, being myself is very important. I think being there is very important. I know we're all busy, and that's why we have a VA.
Yeah.
But I wanted to build my brand first before I let go of it completely, so that I could have that authenticity. So I wanted to just go there and comment myself. I know the history with this person, so maybe it might be, it's not like, okay, good job, great. I try to add more. Oh, nice. Yesterday you're really nice about, I really liked your story, things like that, so that it could be more, my presence in social media could be more authentic, like more me. And I think for about 2 years, I did that. So now I felt a little more comfortable to let go of some of my jobs to the VAs, because now people know me.
Sure.
But before, I didn't want to just hand it over to the VA just for the sake of saving some time.
Yep. You find like a lot more, presence in Facebook helps, or LinkedIn or Instagram or YouTube. There are 4 big ones now.
Right. Yeah. Funny, because I watch a lot of Gary Vee videos. And one thing I really agreed to him was that he said, try to be everywhere.
Yep.
Don't pick a specific platform, because platform can be gone at one point.
Smart.
Let's say you built 100,000 followers in Facebook. What if Facebook is bankrupt or goes away?
Yeah.
Now you got to build another, your followers in another platform.
Yeah.
But if you try to be active on every platform, then it's less likely to be you're going to lose that followers at once. Okay. And secondly, he pinpointed out that not everyone is using Facebook, not everyone is using LinkedIn, and not everyone is using YouTube. Instagram. So one way people tend to be on one rather than 2 or 3. So by being everywhere, you're gonna actually catch all their attentions. So that was, and I heard that, I'm like, oh, this is a great point. So let's try to be active in everywhere. So I try to be active in everywhere.
Totally. I think same thing in my team also, Vinney's probably in all channels. Now we started TikTok also, and Pinterest also, and then I was finding that I came across, somebody said, Google a podcast. I said, what? Am I on Google too? So now we are posting everywhere on those, So you're right. I mean, and nowadays it's become so cutting edge. Everybody wants to know who they are talking to before they talk to. Right. So by having the presence really brings credibility, especially the materials we are able to put out and all.
100%.
Let me ask you a question. How does your morning go? Are you into the miracle morning, and how do you start, and do you do the gratitude and all that stuff? Huh? Yeah.
So I think different stages of my life, I had a different kind of morning rituals. Nowadays, I wake up around 6:30. I wake my daughters up, and there's some cleaning going on in the morning.
Yeah.
So you do little cleanings, and that's like my ritual. Like in the morning, you kind of clean up, And then, you wash your face and kind of take semi showers and all that. And it gives me like a fresh start of the day. And then I drop off my daughter school. And that's one thing that I do every day. And then I head out to my office. And our office usually opens at 9 o'clock, right? Well, mostly every office opens at 9 o'clock. But I'm usually the one, like there's another person who comes early too, but I'm usually one that opens the office still. Been doing this for the last, like, I don't know, 10 years. I've been with this firm for about 10 years.
Oh, wow.
And then I like to come early because I like to start early, because I think to me, 9 to 6 job or 9 to 5 job, a lot of people just come at 9 thinking that, okay, that's 9 to 6 or 9 to 5. But it's not like that. Like, you got to be ready to start your work at 9. That means you got to come early. And, because easily 15 minutes goes by, like turning on the computer,
Exactly.
So that's usually how I start my day. Ready to start my day at 9 o'clock. You got to, organize things. And one thing that I do every morning is try to pick 3 things that I need to get done today.
That day.
Right? So that's my 3 most important things, like a to-do list. I have a list of to-do lists. A lot of things are going on, but I know for sure I can't tackle them all. So a lot of prioritization. And then I pick 3 that morning and at least try to get that done.
Love it. So you do your real estate work after your W-2 work, right? At this time. I see.
And weekends. I try to skip the lunch and do networking calls.
Okay.
So that's probably a little flexibility there, but usually my days are not flexible.
Gotcha. So let me ask you a question about tools and apps and all. What are your 3 most important apps that you use, or your CRMs or portals? If you'd like to share.
I heavily rely on Calendly now.
Oh, Calendly. Yep.
Yes. So I Calendly and my calendar.
Yep.
It's like it's called Tiny Calendar. It's an app where you can combine all the calendars from Google's and Hotmail, all the different calendars you can combine into this calendar app. So it's great because it shows me everything, not only one email.
Perfect.
So I send out Calendly, and then I connected that to a Zoom. So whoever picks a time slot from my Calendly, they get that Zoom invitation.
Perfect.
And then automatically that shows up on my calendar. So I think these 3 apps are just, to me, so important.
Very similar to me. You're right. And in Calendly, I have different meetings, right? For being guests or bringing somebody on the guest, or investor relations if somebody wants to meet, or some student wants to meet for the CAD. You're right. Because you could set them up so many different ways, and then you can put those very links, embed them into the different places.
Right. It just helped me a lot.
How about Active Campaign? So CRM, what do you use?
Oh, yes. I use Active Campaign.
Active Campaign? Yeah.
So if somebody leaves a comment on my website, and that comes to the Active Campaign, and they get my automated welcome email, and then I have their information. But I have not, to be frank, I have not utilized the full functionality of Active Campaign yet. I'm still learning. So that's one app I need to learn more.
Oh, that'll be amazing. I know in my company, we really have many funnels and many yeses and nos and everything. I don't get involved, but my VAs and my team members, they do. And it's pretty strong. And then you can move people along, in different categories and things like
Technology is just great.
It's great, isn't it? I love it. I remember the days. I mean, I don't want to say how old I am, but, Rolodex. I remember that. I remember one time, and I said, how can I call from the Rolodex? So I bought this little gizmo. You press a button, and then the phone will start ringing through the Rolodex.
Well, you started to do the automation back then.
Back then, I always have been into my always thinking has been, how can I automate? Systems guy. In my previous job of motivation speaking and fundraising, they always will say, Vinney is the systems guy. We should find him out, how he's going to automate. I feel like there are so many different things. We could cut down our time, and then we could use that time to multiply ourselves in so many other things, So that has been, so true, so true. And, VAs or international assistants, I call it, because a lot of, everybody's virtual now, so that's the irony of it. And of course, look at Zoom. I mean, I'm here in San Francisco, you're in New York, we are having fun so that we are across from each other.
Love Zoom. Like, it actually helped me to do a lot of networking throughout 2020.
Yes.
Because we couldn't go out, right? We couldn't go out.
Yep.
But I was able to network with 100 people through Zoom, and it was great.
So true, so true. I mean, I think out of my 430 investors that we have been having for the last 14, 15 years, of course, it started from one, and they now